Good morning. April 2nd, 2025. I'm a bit under the weather, so I'm hitting the easy button today. It's been too long. Let's see. Chat room, forgive me for my last live stream was Saturday, whatever date. All right, I have audio
DougBetts said, "Hi, how you doing?"
And speaker bot confirmation. I do have some things in video comments and emails to respond to. I don't know if I'm even going to get to it. Last 5 days have been kind of stressful and rough. Not needing to go into more details than that. Yes, Ken, this is really live. Pinch me. Ouch. Yeah, see, that hurt. So I know that I'm alive. Tony Wallow gifted 5 live Windows training DougBetts memberships. Thank you, Tony. So kind. Jesse Pinkman was gifted. Jesse was very regular with my Fortnite days. Enjoyable young man to play Fortnite with. Martin Hogg. Hello. Charlie Purdy. Hello. Mike Wojcik. Ran Israel. Selden Ball. Yes, I remember the other name. Zvi Menor. Hello, y'all. Phil Stott. Yeah. Sin Vicious. Klepto Chaos. Oh, the trailer. Better cancel my Doug Stout show. Ken Stout says it because he has had a live stream during my normal time on the last couple of days. If you weren't aware of it, then you missed out. If I come to the description of today's video, you get to today's trailer. And I had forgotten entirely about this trailer, but Ken Stout played it recently. And I wondered, when did I play that? So I'm going to click on that. And this is not copyright protected, so I can actually give you the
and where
audio.
were they kept? In the closet. You have any ideas who might have taken the copper?
So this takes you, by clicking on that link in my description, it takes you to that specific video. Yeah, so I originally had that October 3rd, 2023 as a trailer. That's a fun clip. If you missed it on the trailer, you might want to go click in the description and listen to that. I guess I got to hit my back button to get back to here. And then mute that audio. Oh, I'm catching it with these people, right? Ken says, is this really live? Jim, KJ3N, an actual stream. Inconceivable. Inconceivable. Yeah, that wasn't a good impression, I know. Am I even going to go on to the actual tech topics that I have lined up for today? Sort of lined up. I'm in a easy button mode today because I am totally beat, fried. Jeff Ryman, 6 days ago. I think I already mentioned this on Saturday. Third-party tools to make adjustments to Windows. Think this tool can be useful for home. Oh yeah, that's policy editor. Well, I've got a method for policy editor that I like better than this, and that is on my list of videos to create. Yeah, I'm going to leave that on there. Kerry Holzman, Saturday we did, Zvi Menor found a solution for Kerry's client's issue on something or other. Anyway, So Carrie was responding, thank you to that. And I did, let's see, what did I do? I think I informed Carrie by return email, and I did include that that solution was from Zvi Menor. Bow to God, we talked with him back and forth on comments, so I don't need to respond to that with a timestamp. Greg M. Oh, this is interesting. This easier way. Yes, 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 yes. I discovered this before seeing Greg M's comment, but yes, and that's also on my list of videos to create. And I think I already have that link opened over here. Yeah, this one, that when you do the Shift F10, instead of doing OOBE / no bypass NRO or bypass NRO, whatever that was, instead of doing that, you can just type this at the DOS prompt, start ms-cxh : local only. And the nice thing about this is, as I understand it, I haven't tried it yet, is you type that at the DOS prompt and it goes back and boom, right there, you put in a local username. You do not have to restart the computer, which you would have to do with the bypass NRO technique. So I have it on my list to create a video for that. I became aware of that when I went to look at, let's see, Carrie did a video about a website that had published an article about that thing where Microsoft is taking that script away. And there was, they had amended their article with this technique. That's where I found it from. But there's still the domain workaround. If it's a Windows 10 or 11 Pro, I would still do the domain workaround. It's such a close thing. I don't know. It's neither of those involve a restart. Of course, domain join workaround is only usable in the Pro version of Windows 11 and Windows 10. Is Greg here? No. I may or may not reply with the timestamp. Honestly, I'm just so beat right now. Gold Francis, easy does it. You're the best. Regarding the Yahoo email, I'm just gonna thumbs up and heart it. This one, thank you, kind sir, for making the video. It's April 1st, finally able to switch back after previously wasting much time and energy to follow some of those other videos that you mentioned don't actually work. I could, if I were to really be diligent, I would respond to those and tell them, hey, we're here 6 days a week to answer your questions. I just do not have the energy. This is another one. Thank you so much. This one about the EIP letter, I'm going to reply to her separately because that's not a Windows topic, Windows issue. And Zvi Menor sent an email on Saturday. Oh, this was more on Carrie's issue about restoring the classic File Explorer ribbon with current user.reg. Yeah, that technique that we showed for Carrie, this is I think an additional method, and I think I even found another one. But again, I'm not gonna go down that road now. Now, let's get to this one that came in this morning, because this is useful, may be useful for Martin Hogg. He sent an email this morning. I hope you can help with some guidance on this. An elderly customer has an Epson XP 4200 series printer which will not print web pages or web-based emails. All other printing is fine. Example, Word documents, etc. The printer connects wirelessly to a laptop PC running Windows 10, which is fully updated. Also, printer drivers are up to date. The print spoler service has been stopped and restarted to no effect. When trying to print web pages or emails, the print dialog preview displays, but the print progress window does not appear, even although the printer spoler service is running okay. If I copy text from an email and post it to Word document, it prints okay. Martin, my first suspicion is that it's a procedure, the way that the user is trying to do that. Web pages are not designed to be printed. They're going to be way outside the borders of what printers can do. So unless you have experimented with this yourself, I suspect that's what's going on. Now I'm going to demonstrate. I've got to find an email that I can safely print without exposing someone's email address. Probably could do that with my own, because I'm going to demonstrate a couple different ways that somebody might be trying to print a webmail, and one method won't work and the other method will. And then we'll see if people in chat have other responses. So for me to do this, I'm going to just create an email from me to me instead of trying to find an existing email that is safe for me to mess around with. Okay. So here, some people will try Control P, or maybe a right click on the email and go to print. And that method's many times not going to work. Now see how this is running off the edge? When you're trying to print from a web page, it's not going to respect the boundaries of your paper, but it's trying to print the entire browser screen. So instead of doing that, in Gmail, you come over to this three-dot menu and choose print. And then see here how the print preview is just showing that email. Now it still looks like it's not going to respect the boundaries, but I currently have it set as destination PDF. So if I change it to printer, see there I get the required margins for that printer. So check to see if that's what's going on, Martin. Ideally connect remotely to the customer's computer or go out on site and try it yourself, or try talking the customer through that. It depends upon what web email that they're using. And then for an actual web page, what I would suggest is printing to PDF. Let's try it this way. Not that one, but an actual web page. I should do an actual web page, right? Okay, let's experiment with this one. If you right click on this web page and choose print, and now I've got it set to go to the printer, and this I would not count on working right because these graphics frames are not going to be interpreted, perhaps not going to be interpreted well. The web page is not set up for page breaks, but what you could try is print to PDF. Here's loading the preview, and then click print, and it's going to ask you where you want to save it to. So you would select a location to print it to and give it a name. Is Martin in chat? Yes, he is. So, do you have any response to those tips, Martin? Have you already tried that stuff? Does anybody else have other comments, ideas? What command line commands have come out of the woodwork? I don't know what that's regarding. Home's going to be the issue. Home should still work with that. In fact, the demonstration, well, the demonstration Carrie did with the workaround method he recently did. He was actually using home because it didn't have the option for telling it that it was connecting to a domain. He was using a mini computer. Apparently that mini computer previously had been activated with home because that installed Windows with the home version. And you can tell that because you don't have the other options link that would allow you to say that you wanted to use a domain sign in. So I think Jim was saying that in regards to my comment about the domain, maybe the logging into domain. I don't know which one he's responding to there. On the ground. Is that a joke? Yes, he's lurking. John Downey's got a tech question here. Looks like the battery on my Dell Precision. I took your advice and paid the extra money for a Dell battery for my Fix-It. I don't remember the conversation then. Was it I'm hoping it was because it was like swollen or something. Because if it was that it was not charging, I recently had a client with a fairly new what's those inexpensive laptops? They also have inexpensive mini computers, and they have expensive ones. I recognize the name if you give it to me. It's one of the, in my mind, it's one of the better known brand names. But anyway, we had bought her a new laptop, and she was keeping it always plugged in based upon my advice to her, not Alienware. It's one of the fairly new companies over the last few years. But anyway, Ace Magic, that's it, Charlie. Well done. Boom, you got it. It was an Ace Magic, and it was not holding a charge. So I talked her through the deep cycle technique. And that was to go into BIOS setup screen, let the battery run all the way down until it wouldn't run anymore. Windows was shutting the computer down before it got to that point. So you have to go into BIOS setup screen or pause the startup before it gets into Windows. Drain it all the way down, then charge it all the way up, drain it all the way down again, charge it all the way up, and that worked. The battery was so bad that, well, it wasn't the battery that was so bad, it was Windows that was so bad that did not understand the charge capability of the battery. And we know that because when we put it into a BIOS screen and disconnected from power, it took hours before it powered down. The battery had lots of life left. Windows just did not know that. So by doing this deep cycle experience, it appears to me that Windows gets an aha moment. And, oh, that's what this battery is still capable of. Try print to PDF, see if that helps. Try another browser. Was Rand's suggestions. Not be surprised if it's a browser issue. I checked up on that printer, and it's apparently should be capable of doing the graphics. I always save as PDF, then print from Adobe PDF. Yeah, you don't have to print. You could be printing from the Edge PDF, Edge browser PDF capabilities. Ken to Rick, sorry to hear that. We're just windy and stormy through the next week. I guess that's what they on the floor was, that Rick's not feeling well. Hope you feel better soon, Rick, if that's what was actually going on. Another option would be screen grab the image to print the image. Good idea. Good idea. I did not think to say that. So it's Shift Windows key S, and the screen will go kind of gray. Oops, it didn't work. Try that again. Oh, my other screens are grayed out, not this screen. Apparently it didn't like that. I'm going to try that again. Shift Windows and then S, and then drag across the area that you want. You know what? I'm thinking that's not working well on stream. Let me see if my other monitors are still grayed out. Oh, I can't even switch to the other screen while I'm in that mode. Shift Windows S. Try that again with my monitor 3. Yeah, no, that just is not working right while I'm streaming, apparently. All right. Not sure if that's 100% what you want. That was the PDF. And that was probably before I got to that point. Yeah, good question, Jim. And I had thought that question too and forgot to ask Martin that. Has this always been an issue? So Martin, is this something that your customer has been able to do in the past and now is unable to do that using the same technique that she used to do? I don't even know if it was a she. Let's go back and look at this. An elderly customer has an Epson which will not print web pages or web-based emails, although the printing is fine. The printer connects wirelessly to a laptop. I'm just looking to see if there's any mention of that the customer used to be able to do this. If I copy the text from an email, yeah, okay, so that doesn't clarify anything though. I should check to see if Martin has given us any more. I'll copy that in case I lose it. I don't see anything more from Martin. Danielle Emberley, there's a Firefox browser add-on called Print Friendly that works well. It will format a web page article and save to a PDF that you can print. I have not tried with email pages. How it is, yeah, with email pages on a web browser, it should be identically the same. Steve McCure, I've used Snippet to select the desired area to print, then printing from Snippet or from IR Fan View. Lawn Dog, seem to recall from Epson an add-on program. Prints from the web. You might look to see if there's an add-on that might work. Ken Stout, on the ground refers to the winter coming back to Rick and indicates snow on the ground. Of course. Why would Doug not realize that when Ken says on the ground that means there's snow on the ground? Because that's just so obvious, Doug. Jim with Alienware, overpriced Dell garbage. Phil, Microsoft seems to insist that using an online account is more secure. Well, they can make that argument validly. They can make that argument, but depending upon whether the person uses it in a secure manner. If they don't use it in a secure manner, then it can be worse. For instance, if somebody creates a Microsoft account and puts in a fairly simple to guess password, or a password that's based on their own personal content or their who they are, has some kind of coding in it that is fairly easily guessable by hacking systems, hacking software, then a hacker, a criminal, could hack into the person's Microsoft account and gain access to their content and do all kinds of bad things. So if a person creates the Microsoft account and puts a secure password and does two-factor authentication and uses OneDrive and maybe encrypts, and so their encryption key is in their Microsoft account, they're dealing with a laptop that they do travel with and that they could conceivably lose it, that is definitely more secure than using a local account with a weak password or no password and they lose it, yeah. So that argument is a valid argument with the extra details, in my opinion. John Downey, it was a general conversation to buy name brand parts, not the generic from Amazon. Oh, that was the battery issue. It's a Gen 8 laptop. The battery lasted 5 minutes. Yeah, that would be valid for doing the deep cycle restoring of a battery if it's not swollen. I'm guessing when you presented the conversation, that didn't occur to me about suggesting the deep cycle. Sorry about that. I don't think of everything all the time. Maybe you were just specifically asking that question about generic or name brand. I find that running Windows offline is a more secure option than rather than a Microsoft account. Well, that'd be fine if you don't need to access anything on the internet. I've come across some people who think that as long as they don't open a web browser that they're offline. No, if you're connected to the internet and you're using your computer, you are online even if you don't open a web browser. I'm suspecting Phil knows that. Don't have anything going on in regards to snow, I imagine. 2 inches. I heard somebody, a client, told me that we were expecting like 3 feet of snow in our mountains over the last week. We've got lots of rain forecast and storms. In the last couple of days, I've had more rain here than I think some of the prior winters total. We've had really dry winters. This seems to be wetter. Yeah, Gamers Nexus also not liking Alienware. Maybe even feeling a little dizzy right now. So I'm skimming over a little bit. Apologize if I missed saying hello to anybody, if your name didn't show up at the beginning. Alice, I don't remember calling you out. Hello. They do not forget the password. Yeah, that's another thing. And now here's one thing about Microsoft accounts is if you create a Microsoft account on your Windows, it will ask you, suggest a PIN. And I have had people who have forgotten the PIN because they've not used a computer for a while, and they've also forgotten their Microsoft account password. So then we have to find some other way to get to their Microsoft account. And that's kind of easy to do because what I have done is I'll just go to a website, go to office.com or any of Microsoft's account web pages and try to sign in and then click the forgot password. And if they have set up their cell phone as a backup, like it's going to send a text, then we can reset their password that way. Or if their cell phone is still receiving the email, but their computer is not, then we can get back to recovering their account that way. Yeah, that's right. Password is not a good password. Now, on the subject of passwords, let's go. If any of you think you have a strong password, I highly encourage you to come over to how secure is my password. And let's see, though that's not on how secure is my password anymore. They've moved that to security.org, and put in your put in what you think is your secure password here. I'm going to type one that I used to do. I'm not going to show you what it is. Trying to remember the rest of it. And it has numbers and letters and uppercase and lowercase. It would take a computer about 41 years to crack your password, but it would take a botnet much less time. A single computer, 41 years, but if a hacker is using a botnet to try to crack it, it can be much quicker. Now, if I backspace one character, that goes to 1 day. If I backspace one more, an hour 42 minutes. So adding one extra character, once you get to this length, adding additional characters and even symbols makes big differences. But you ought to try that. What I consider to be secure passwords these days, let's see, I'll put one in. There, that's one that I consider to be a secure password, 600 million years. That's what I like to see right there. And that was a password that I'm actually currently using. And that I remember. I don't have to go. The password manager is fine and great for signing on to web pages, but OBS, when I need to sign in to, that was my Google account. When I need to sign in OBS with my Google account, that password manager doesn't work there. Now I know I can configure it to work there, and I have tried that. I found that to be kind of flaky and not real reliable. Hello, Josh Kinder's there somewhere at work. Some have been able to supply info without cell phone and then without cell phone number in the account. Yeah, because like if you use secret questions, and I've had times where they don't remember their answer correctly to the secret question because you have to use the right syntax for your response. You can't mix up capitalization, so on. This got weird. Oh, there it goes. GRC, I believe, has a password security check. Yes, that's true. Steve Gibson has some kind of a app that does a security check on your password. Yeah, substituting different characters. That's another technique to make it more complex. Although I have seen promoted some password cracking software that will automatically use some of the standard things. Like, it's not hard to imagine that a lot of people are using capital O for 0 and 0 for capital O. So password cracking programs that hackers use will do these commonly known substitutions. That may not be as safe as you think. And that how secure is my password website, that's only checking for brute force. That's not checking for dark web available tools that will use common substitutions and allow you to put in information about the target user and things that you know about them, their pet names, their spouse names, their birth dates for all their family members, and then they will try all the various variations. All right, that's enough. Let's get out of here. I'm already late. I'm late for a very important date. You can send a question to this email address for myself in the chat room to respond to. We'll do our level best to try to provide you an answer or some ideas to solve whatever issue that you're having. Have a great day, everybody. Catch you later. Goodbye.
That's all, folks.
Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you dream. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply more deeply VB, where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme.